Horoscope reading principles, Gemini rising. 1. Natural benefics enhance the house they occupy or aspect. For Gemini rising, Mercury in the 5th house, Libra, enhances intelligence, creativity, and self-expression. As the Lagna lord and a natural benefic, Mercury uplifts educational pursuits, artistic skills, and brings harmony in relationships with children. If Mercury also aspects the 11th house, Aries, it supports gains through intellect-driven alliances and communications-based professions. 2. Natural benefics enhance any planet they conjoin or aspect. Jupiter placed in the 9th house, Aquarius, aspecting the Sun in the 1st house, Gemini, elevates the ego with ethical guidance. The Sun, ruling the 3rd house of speech and initiative, benefits from Jupiter's dharmic influence, transforming confidence into wisdom-backed communication. This planetary relationship creates a principled leader with a persuasive voice and spiritual undertone. 3. Natural malefics enhance undesirable indications of houses they influence unless they own them. Saturn in the 4th house, Virgo, may restrict emotional warmth, domestic comfort, or cause burdens related to real estate or mother. Though Saturn has no functional beneficence for Gemini rising, if placed here without ownership or benefic influence, it may lead to emotional detachment. However, if Saturn aspects the 10th house, it may grant career stability with a disciplined approach. Number 4. Natural malefics afflict planets they conjoin or aspect. Mars in the 2nd house, Cancer, its debilitation sign, aspecting Mercury in the 5th, Libra, can create harshness in speech, impulsive learning behavior, or strained relations with children. Even though Mercury is strong by placement, Mars is like aggression may lead to argumentative tendencies unless Jupiter provides balancing influence from the 11th. 5. Natural significators increase results when aspecting their own house types, except in key cases. Mars in the 3rd house, Leo, may increase courage but harm the relationship with younger siblings due to competitiveness or dominance. Waning moon in the 4th house, Virgo, creates emotional undernourishment and distance from the mother, especially if it's not supported by benefics. Jupiter in the 5th house, Libra, while generally supportive of learning and children, may over-idealize or bring philosophical rigidity in child-raising or romantic matters, possibly straining relationships. Venus in the 7th house, Sagittarius, can be too pleasure-seeking or idealistic in relationships, leading to disappointment unless grounded by Saturn or Mercury. Sun in the 9th house, Aquarius, may create clashes with father or mentors due to ideological differences, especially if the Sun is weak or under Rahu's influence. Jupiter in the 11th house, Aries, can bring philosophical ideals that don't align with practical gains, possibly leading to tension with elder siblings or friend circles. These exceptions show that natural significators, while uplifting in most contexts, can sometimes disrupt their own domains when placed in specific houses. For Gemini rising, interpretation must weigh Mercury's dual rulership of Lagna and 4th, the placement of Saturn as 8th and 9th lord, and how Venus, as 5th and 12th lord, influences both creativity and spiritual detachment. A well-placed Jupiter in Aquarius, 9th, may bring Dharma-driven friendships and global perspectives, while Mars in Cancer, 2nd, needs careful handling to avoid speech-based karma and strained family values. Horoscope reading principles, Libra rising. 1. Natural benefics enhance the house they occupy or aspect. For Libra rising, Venus in the 1st house, Libra, its own sign, magnifies beauty, charm, social grace, and balance in all life dealings. As the Lagna and 8th lord, Venus strengthens the native's aura and magnetism while also giving the ability to navigate hidden, transformative realms. Its aspect on the 7th house, Aries, ensures attractively poised partnerships, although with occasional power dynamics due to Mars's rulership. 2. Natural benefics uplift planets they conjoin or aspect. Jupiter in the 11th house, Leo aspecting Sun and Mercury in the 1st house, Libra, enhances the native's individuality, leadership, and intelligence. Jupiter, ruling the 3rd and 6th houses, not naturally benefic in function, still blesses planets it aspects through its expansive nature. If Venus is strong in the 1st and Mercury conjoins the Sun, this trio produces a blend of charisma, intellect, and ability to lead harmoniously in groups. 3. Natural malefics increase the undesirable effects of the houses they occupy or aspect, unless they own them. Mars in the fourth house, Capricorn, though exalted, may cause restlessness at home, property tension, or overly aggressive protection instincts. However, as Mars owns the second and seventh for Libra rising and is exalted, this becomes a controlled force, especially beneficial for structured family wealth or real estate. Still, its aspect on the 7th or 10th can make the native overassertive in marriage or profession if not balanced. 4. Natural malefics afflict planets they conjoin or aspect. Saturn in the 5th house, Aquarius, aspecting Moon in the 11th, Leo, may cause emotional distance in friendships, children-related delays, or rigid social behavior. Though Saturn is Yoga Karaka for Libra rising, ruling the 4th and 5th, its natural coldness may afflict the emotional receptivity of the Moon unless softened by Venus or Jupiter's influence. If Mercury is weak or afflicted, the emotional cognitive balance suffers. Natural significators show strength when aspecting their domains, but not without exception. Mars in the 3rd house, Sagittarius, enhances courage and leadership in communication, but may create ego issues with younger siblings or reckless speech, especially if the Sun is placed nearby. Waning Moon in the 4th house, Capricorn, may undermine emotional warmth and create internal insecurity about home or roots, despite it being a Kendra. Jupiter in the 5th house, Aquarius, gives noble thinking and good results in education, but may also produce ideological conflict with children or rigidity in romance. Venus in the 7th house, Aries, debilitated, may give intense passion in marriage, but also relational imbalances due to Venus's discomfort in Mars' domain, unless there is Nichabanga or Jupiter's aspect. Sun in the 9th house, Gemini, may dominate over mentors or father, making the native too self-directed in their beliefs if Mercury, the dispositor, is weak or combust. Jupiter in the 11th house, Leo, though naturally expansive, may bring idealistic friends who may not be practical contributors to the native's goals, especially if Rahu or Ketu affect this house. For Libra rising, Venus becomes central to almost every interpretative layer, governing both identity and sudden transformations as 8th lord. Its dignity, nakshatra, and conjunctions define how refined or chaotic the life expression becomes. Yoga Karaka Saturn provides lasting growth when linked with 4th or 5th house matters. Mars, though a Maraka, can support finances or relationships if strong and well-directed. Jupiter, despite being a natural benefic, must be assessed carefully as it rules 2 dusthanas, 3rd and 6th. Its placement often works better when it supports other benefics rather than leads. Horoscope reading principles, Aquarius rising. 1. Natural benefics enhance the house they occupy or aspect. For Aquarius rising, Venus in the 4th Taurus, its own sign, powerfully enhances home comforts, emotional security, artistic expression, and real estate prosperity. As the 4th and 9th lord, Venus is a Yoga Karaka and creates strong Dharma Kendra yoga, especially when it aspects the 10th house, Scorpio, bringing charm and grace into the native's profession or public presence. 2. Natural benefics uplift planets they conjoin or aspect. Jupiter in the 11th house, Sagittarius, its own Mulatrikona, aspecting Mercury in the 3rd, Aries, uplifts communication, courage, and skillful expression. Even though Jupiter rules the 2nd and 11th houses for Aquarius rising, both associated with wealth and gains, it blesses Mercury, the 5th and 8th lord, helping the native transform intellectual insights into income or social value, particularly in educational, advisory, or spiritual platforms. 3. Natural malefics increase undesirable effects in houses they occupy or aspect, unless they own them. Mars in the 2nd house, Pisces, though neutral by dignity, can bring aggression in speech, impulsive financial behavior, or instability in family dynamics. Since Mars owns the 3rd and 10th houses for Aquarius, it has a functional benefic role, but if afflicted or in Puravastha, it may still disturb the 2nd house significations unless balanced by Jupiter's aspect from the 6th or a strong moon in the 4th. 4. Natural malefics afflict planets they conjoin or aspect. Saturn in the 12th house, Capricorn, although in its own sign, when aspecting the moon in the 6th, Cancer, may suppress emotional responsiveness, create hidden anxieties, or lead to a feeling of inner confinement. Saturn, as Lagna and 12th lord, acts as both the identity and moksha provider for Aquarius rising, so its influence is double-edged. needing benefic balance from Jupiter or Venus to prevent emotional isolation or subconscious fears. Number 5. Natural significators show strength when influencing their own domains, but come with exceptions. Mars in the 3rd house, Aries, its own sign, boosts courage and independence, but may lead to fights with siblings or a confrontational communication style unless softened by Venus or Mercury. Waning moon in the 4th house, Taurus, exalted, is usually stabilizing, but if aspected by Saturn or Rahu, it may lead to inner emotional numbness masked by material security. Jupiter in the 5th house, Gemini, though beneficial for knowledge, may make the native overly idealistic or dual-minded in romantic or educational pursuits, especially if Mercury is combust or weak. Venus in the 7th house, Leo, although elegant, may lead to romantic vanity or excessive focus on external appearances in relationships unless Venus is supported by Saturn or Mercury. Sun in the 9th house, Libra, debilitated, may cause ideological conflicts with father figures or mentors and challenge the development of inner dharma unless Venus, as dispositor, is strong in a kendra. Jupiter in the 11th house, Sagittarius, grants noble allies and philosophical gains, but may cause disappointment if the native expects too much idealism from friends or communities without practical grounding. Aquarius rising is ruled by Saturn, which defines its tone of detached idealism, structural innovation, and karmic detachment. Venus becomes the most powerful functional benefic. Its placement decides the refinement and alignment of life's values and ethics. Mars and Sun, while not outright harmful due to Mars's 10th lordship and Sun's role in 7th house dynamics, need to be tactfully positioned to prevent egoism or volatility. Jupiter, while auspicious by nature, requires dignity to truly deliver, since it rules the 2nd and 11th, both houses tied to gain, but also to material expectations. Benefics and Kendras and Trichonas supported by Moon and Mercury in friendly signs result in holistic, visionary progress for Aquarius natives.